Hey, it's vocal coach Jaime Vendera. We're back for another singer spotlight with another great student of mine, Frode Strom. And did I say that right, Frode Strom?
Yeah, partly. In Norwegian, it's like Frode Strøm.
Okay,
Uh,
Frode Strom.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
I did a horrible version of it, but at least I tried.
you tried.
Okay. Well, I've known you for some time, and so I know a lot of this, but I still want to let our viewers know about you. And I know, like you said right before, that you don't have a band or any recordings now, but I've heard recordings of you. You know, you sent me through the academy, or you sent me privately, and I think you got an amazing voice. I mean, you did that little piece for the video a few years ago for the Christmas thing. So I know you can sing. With that said, I want you to tell people about you. I want to know about you. Who is Frode Strom? Are you married? Are you a rock star? Are you a car mechanic? What do you do? What is Frode's story?
My name is Frode Strøm. I'm from Trondheim, Norway. You know, the birthplace of TNT,
I've never
the
heard of
hard
him.
rock, the hard rocking band from Norway.
Absolutely.
Um, I'm turning 47 in a couple of months, and I've been singing since I was 7 or 8, so it's nearly 40 years. Um, I'm working. I don't know what it's called. You know, we do shipments of merchandises to hardware stores and stuff like that. You know, power tools and barbecue equipment and
That's
um,
cool.
yeah, stuff like that. I also drive a cab every now and then. So
Now, when
um,
you're driving the cab, do you sing to your people who get in the cab?
of course I do.
Absolutely.
You got to get those thumbs up as often as you can.
Well, you said you've been singing for 40 years. How did you get started? Why did you get started?
I have no idea how, or maybe not even why, but you know, if I trace it really way back, I remember I was so in awe when I saw Elvis Presley, Aloha Hawaii. I think it was January or February in '74, and I was 7 years old or something like that. And I was godsmacked.
You know, it's so
Uh,
funny. You said that I just finished a book with Ray West, which will singer spotlight him soon. He used to sing for a band called Spread Eagle. That's the exact same thing that happened to him. In his book, he talks about Elvis in Hawaii just
yeah,
grabbed his attention. Elvis has affected so many people. He affected me. That's the reason
yeah.
I wanted to be a singer.
So maybe and a little bit later in that year, I think it was Christmas time or something like '74, or maybe it was early '75. I discovered Kiss, namely their Dress to Kill album, the third album. It was really before they broke it big even in the States. So, you know, I had an uncle of mine, and he was a sailor. He brought home a bunch of records, and I went through them while I was visiting, and I was in all the cover of that third LP. So asked if I could have it from him, and sure, he didn't like it. He liked Rod Stewart and Sailor and stuff like that. So you're welcome to have it. And I have this cheesy little plastic turntable with its plastic
I had
speakers,
that.
and technology has come a long way. So, but you know, I didn't know about sound. To me, it sounded great. I didn't know anything about it, so I think I was playing Kiss records on that turntable for at least 2 3 years before I got his audio system at all. So that was really the start. But I started out singing in a church choir when I was about 8, and we have this strict teacher. It was a priest then, and you know, it was an old school guy. And if you didn't behave or listen, he'll smack you on the fingers with a ruler or something like that. And he was really strict, but we learned some discipline, and we learned to sing as well a little bit, and we had fun with that. when I was, I don't know if you want the whole story, but
Yeah,
when
I
I
want to
was,
know because I know you're not in a band now. So I was going to
no,
ask you about
yeah,
other bands. So go right ahead. Go right ahead.
yeah, when I was 12, 13, got involved with the drama group in school. And we had this American instructor had been working off Broadway and stuff like that, so he was a great teacher. We did musicals, Fiddler on the Roof, Annie Get Your Gun, West Side Story, and stuff like that. So I sang, I did that for 3 years and fell in love with it and started a band when I was like 16 or 17. It was just cover bands that I did for quite some time. When I was just about a little bit over 30, I now over 20. I mean, I was heavily into the Motley Crue and the early LA yeah, type of bands and stuff like that. So rock and roll bands. So we did a sleaze rock outfit then in Toronto. We did that for maybe 5 years. Even went to Sweden and stuff like that to try to recruit musicians. And I moved around a lot and lived in basements and stuff like that. On crack, eating
On crack.
crackers and
Okay, I
no,
was in
not on
basements.
crack.
I was living in basements. I was living on crack.
Nothing.
I was a
No,
rock star.
not on crack. On
Crack
crackers.
curves. Yeah, much better. Much better.
Much better. So, and I gave up on. I tried that for like 7 or 8 years, and it didn't pan out. So I gave up on music for about 2, 3 years, and then I got in touch with a guitar player and said, "What do you want to get started just a little bit? Maybe doing pubs and cover songs as a duo, you know." Uh, and we did that successfully. We were all over Norway for 5 years. We played 40 weekends every
Wow.
year. So that was good training. Um, yeah, we did 2, 3 nights every week, like 40 weeks of the year. So that was a really good school.
So how come you're not playing now? I mean, are you just busy with life, or
Life and stuff like that. When we did that for all of those years, I got married. We had a foster child, and stuff like that. And they were sick, and I took care of them practically for 5 years or something like that. And the marriage didn't work out, so well, I moved on. I got a kid on my own now. He's turning 4 in August. So
wow, congrats.
it's been the last 10 years. It's actually been about family and others, not me. I pushed myself on the back burner there. But now that I'm a little bit freer to say that I pursued music again. So
Well,
I can't live without it.
yeah. So once it's in your system, you can't get it going. But you said you're getting back into it, and I think we've known each other for like a year or two at least. Is that how? I mean, did you just one day he's like, you know what? I got to get back on it. Was it that you haven't sang for a while, and he's like, man, I think I maybe need some guidance, or have you always studied lessons, or was you decided to look for vocal coaching, and that's how you found me? I mean, how did this all lead to you finding me and Raise Your Voice?
In '87, I did vocal coaching, or back in the days we had to turn up the classifieds to find anything, and I ordered cassette tapes from New York and stuff like that. It was from folk rock singers or teachers. I got a bit involved in that, and I learned quite a bit from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then time moved on, and suddenly I realized that, well, I want to sing. I can't quit. Okay, why don't learn it properly? So I was just printing in the name Tony Harnell on Google because well, he's been an inspiration of mine ever since I met him way back in '84. always been in love with his voice, and I wanted to know the full news about him. I hadn't really been on the computer or anything. I just it was way back in. It was 2010 when I got a Facebook account. I haven't been near a computer before that. So I've been away from Tony Harnell and whatever he has been doing for many years. I was just curious, typing in his name. What's popping in there? It's Jaime Vendera, and he's endorsing everything you're doing. And thank God for SEO, Benny. So it was high in the rankings back then.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I mean, Tony and I are brothers, and he wrote the foreword to my book, but I had no clue.
I know. That's the way I found you, and then I started reading about you, get on onto your website and stuff like that, and I thought, man, this guy must have something. Well, it intrigued me enough to order the book. Then I ordered the book. Then I got a couple of weeks went by, and then I had to remove my tonsils.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was recuperating a couple of weeks, you can't work or anything. I was a little bit sedated, but a real sore throat. All of a sudden, your book comes in the mail. I had reading to do for 14 days. I couldn't even put the book down. So
wow.
I read it in 4 or 5 days.
Typos and all, you couldn't put it down.
and then I read it again.
Wow, thank you.
I read it twice in those 14 days. And then I got intrigued with everything that was, and slowly my voice was getting back, and I knew I had to take it easy. So I started doing, little stuff in the book, and the breath exercises and stuff like that. Just small things, just to get it going. And from there on, I checked out everything you've done, and I purchased everything from your store. And I think it's fantastic. But me, as a moron I am, my computer crashed. I had a lot of your stuff on my computer.
Dude, why didn't you just email me? Yeah,
I didn't do a backup of it, stupid me. And now it's gone.
No. Just email me. Tell me what you need. I'll resend everything.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, you know better than that. Just email me anytime. So long as I got the list, I'll probably just hop in there, get your email, and send you everything I got. You're such a faithful guy. So
it's fantastic stuff. I've been in love ever from the start. And that's like 3 years ago.
Wow, that's crazy. So what have you noticed? I mean, how has it changed your voice, if it has at all?
It has, surely. And just to start my voice again after the tonsil operation, I just adjusted my breath pressure and small things like that, and boom, 4 notes.
Wow!
Up in range.
Wow!
Just from, it was already there, but I hadn't, what do you call it? I hadn't achieved it or reached it or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just an adjustment. Just a small adjustment.
So you've been singing 35 plus years. You have your tonsils removed. You read my book twice. You apply a couple things, and you gain 4 notes.
Yeah.
And how I got to know though, because it's freaking me out. Did you practice for a week, or did just from adjusting a few things you notice immediately 4-note gain?
Yeah, exactly. Just from adjusting my breath pressure, which was not wrong, but it wasn't consistent, and I did that for a week, and I just tried singing, favorite songs and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I tried stuff that I couldn't sing, and like 4 notes in just from reading, practically, and just trying it out. So it was already there, but I hadn't achieved it. So
Well, you know me. I'm always writing a book on voice. I need to go back and change range of your voice. Read this book. Just read it and gain 4 notes in your range.
yeah.
All jokes aside, though, yeah, you're a special case. I mean, it is. If you have been doing something wrong and you adjust it, even if you've been singing your entire life, a lot of times that does happen. You'll gain 3 or 4 notes really, really quick. They were already there. You were just kind of locking yourself out from reaching them. So that won't happen with everybody because everybody has different habits. It just so happened for you that you had the aha moment and that breath pressure adjustment was able to help you change it. But dude, that's still an amazing story. I mean, that's still very, very humbled by it. So that happened, and now you're practicing, you're warming up, you're doing all this. So now 3 years later, what is your warm-up routine like?
My warm-up routine consists of, well, it's like the VBA and, the bubbles and, I do the bubbles and the fry combined though. So, and I've always done that.
That's cool.
I did that 25 years ago, the bubble and the fry combined. So it was just something that I found while I was studying 25 years ago.
So do you call it the bubble fry or the frubble? I mean, what's the technical term for it?
The Frode frubble.
You know what? I'm telling you, if I ever teach that, if we ever discuss it, I teach it in the Vendera Vocal Academy. I'm naming it the Frode frubble, and that's what it's going to be.
Thank you. But I guess no matter how you look at it, just singing and there's a lot of things you gain without knowing it. If you don't practice on stuff and you don't know about the anatomy of the voice or anything, you're still gonna get something just from doing it because you're adjusting a little thing here and there, and as years go by, you have actually gained something. But from all your books, you get the anatomy of the voice, and you understand all of a sudden why, and it's like well, I've been doing that. I didn't know why, but I did it. I've done it for years, and just that knowledge helps a lot because you can isolate a little bit more.
You're absolutely right.
And you understand more of what you're doing.
And a good singer, I mean, even if you have a bad habit or several, and you're out performing and you're singing, you kind of find your way, and you instinctively, almost naturally, do correct things. But when you read it in the book or watch one of my videos or something, it'll make a connection. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I have been tightening my stomach. Ooh, let me focus a little more down and see what happens. And then bam, it gets you a little farther. You gain a little more range, you gain a little more power just by those little minute adjustments of what you were kind of already doing to begin with.
Although many years ago when we had this sleaze rock band, our drummer, it was pretty hard, and he had we're going to take a vacation in, and he said, well, we're going to do Firewoman by the Cult when we get back, and you better practice. I was the only one who hadn't practiced for that week. We were off, and the drummer said, well, I can hear that you've been practicing, and I can hear you're the only one. And that was a song that was a little bit hard for me back then, singing. But after a week of practice, it was a breeze. And all of a sudden, way back then when I really didn't know, I was maybe driving my voice too hard, maybe doing it a little bit wrong. So I wasn't good or anything. I was lucky. But my voice survived it. And when you have a voice like that, a friend of mine, he's been saying that you have such a powerful voice, and it's a blessing and it's a curse. It's a blessing because all of a sudden you can be heard from everywhere, and it's a curse because you put a lot of weight to your voice. Well, that's why I'm having a little bit trouble getting higher and higher. But let me get back to where we were when you were saying what have I gained from this. um, like those 4 notes, that was just the beginning. I've gained an octave and a half,
Wow.
and that's no joke.
And you're talking about low and high, or just high, or in like?
Both low and high.
Gotcha.
I'm at C1,
Wow.
to G5.
G5. What did you before you started Raise Your Voice in the academy? What was your highest note? Comfortably.
A4. A4.
Wow. Wow. So that's amazing. That is awesome. And I see it all the time, but it's just like when I shatter glass. It still freaks me out with everyone that explodes. So every time I hear a story like this, and they're like, look, I've gained 8 notes on the top of my range, or 10 notes, or 5 notes, I'm just always like, it still amazes me to this day, because even I have been ingrained by past vocal coaches that your range is your range, and that is it. You cannot change it. Physically, it will not change, which we know is a lie. We've seen it time and time again.
That's the biggest bull I've ever heard. So, and we know that.
For your range gain, what exercises have you been doing?
I've really been doing only, I've been concentrating on the 3 basic exercises. Good. And I've been doing them as soft as there's ever possible, doing them with just the certain amount of breath to get them through.
Gotcha.
And I've been trying to exercise them as low in volume as possible, because it's always much easier just to increase the volume than doing it vice versa.
So when you say you're doing these tiny, so are you doing your sirens like really soft as well?
Really soft.
Okay, so how do you know, Frode, that when you're doing a falsetto slide, like, as compared to a siren, how do you know the falsetto slide is falsetto, the siren is a full voice sound, since you are taking this approach, which is fine, by the way. This is actually how Jim Gillette taught me to do vocal power, doing all these exercises really tiny. So what helps you to know this is full voice, this is falsetto?
I only have the audible, and as it's full voice, I'm pushing down a little bit harder as I'm gaining, and it sounds fuller.
Gotcha.
And that's the only way I can differentiate between those, because it's when I do it, I may be doing the falsetto with a little bit more air, and it's not like it's tickling or anything, but I think I do it consciously. So I do it with a little bit more air as to where I can reach it, and if I can't reach it, then I go back and then I take some air off and maybe go a little bit higher.
Yeah, and adding more air doesn't bother me as long as it's not breathy. Everybody's different, so your body. You've been in the academy long enough. You've had the book for years. You know how to adjust to help you.
Yeah.
So that's actually cool to hear that, because that's a different approach to what a lot of singers are doing. So what are you doing to keep your voice healthy?
Well, I'm not gonna say that I'm not doing anything bad, because I am. I'm a sucker, and I haven't been able to kick my habits.
Did you say you're a smoker or a sucker?
I'm both. I'm sorry. I'm both. I'm trying to get off of those cigarettes, but man, it's hard. It's so hard.
We did another. You need to watch the Diane Pedipus or go to interview, because her and her husband kicked smoking, and they used this program, and they actually posted it on my Facebook page. So we'll get it up. Maybe stick a link to it in the academy or something, because I'm a true believer that smoking is one of the worst enemies for every singer. So I wish you well. I wish you luck. I do want you to quit. But besides that, so you're smoking, but what do you drink enough water? Are you taking any vitamins?
I do a lot of vitamins and a lot of your recommendations, and I do magnesium, I do B3, and I do D vitamin, C vitamin,
Good.
I actually put, C vitamins in my water, and I do like 3.5 liters every day. So I think
Good.
I'm just about. Is it shy of a gallon, or is it just a bit
It's
more?
somewhere around a gallon.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 3.5 liters. So uh, that's my daily
Good. Plus,
for
you need
water.
vitamin C.
Yeah,
Anybody's watching this as a singer, I'm not scalding you or anything, but please try to quit. If
yeah,
you don't, you got to have a lot of vitamin C because the
yeah.
nicotine does destroy C. And we want to keep your body as healthy as we can. So I already know how you found me, how you learned about me. Um, Frode, you'd sent me a song, and of course I critiqued it, and of course you know me as a coach, I pointed out a few things. But dude, your tone was beautiful. I don't even know if you remember the song because I get so many. It was like about 4 or 5 months ago you sent it to me. Was that
Yeah.
something you did recently with a band, or is that an older band?
It was a recent recording, but it was done by the guitar player, and he just did it on the computer at his house.
Hey, that's
So
cool. That's
yeah,
fine.
so
You don't have to.
it wasn't the band, but it was the band songs, and the guitar player was the main writer of the songs.
Gotcha.
So I was actually going to take him and his wife to a party, and I'm cab driver sometimes, so I've been driving cab all night, and I've been sleeping all day, and I got up in the afternoon, took a shower, put my clothes on, and went up to his house, and we were just waiting for his wife, and she was doing herself, makeup and stuff like that. We have some time. Do you want to sing? Yeah, but I haven't warmed up or anything. Never mind. It's just training. So
Well,
we did
you
we
do need
did
to
two
warm up, but you did a good job. Yeah.
we
Go ahead.
did two songs in 30 minutes.
Wow, you did those
That's
in 30 minutes. That's
yeah.
amazing. That was really good. Because I know you're like, well, this and that, and I wish I could have done this. But dude, you know how it's hard for so many singers to do one song in 3 hours. So
Ah,
2 songs in 30 minutes, that's pretty impressive. Now, could you have done that back in the day before your training? And be honest, if you could have, that's fine. But I just want to know, like, if you weren't warmed up, but you have been studying Raise Your Voice for 3 years, did that kind of help you to actually get through and sing it with that much power?
I think so. I think so as the years have gone by, and your training. I don't think with your training that my voice has gotten stronger uh, in the chest voice area, but it has definitely gotten stronger in the higher area.
Well, that's good.
So
It
yeah,
actually kind of
in the
levels
head
out.
voice. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll level out, and of course I stay strong everywhere from doing it. But like, if you do a lot of the reverse sirens and stuff like that, it helps it too. But you're spreading, you're stretching, you're gaining muscle, so it will eventually overlap into that mid-range area as well. Now, so Frode, if you joined a band or you're out playing at a karaoke bar or something, and a singer hears you and they're really freaked out, and they come up to you and is like, dude, how do you sing that way? Can you tell me what I can do to be a better singer? What advice would you give them?
um, I would just be sure that they got the breathing right. Number one, the breathing has to be spot on because I think it's the most crucial element for a newbie. Um, so that the breathing is right, and then what type of exercises is he or she doing already, and if there's something that I feel it's off, then I just tell them about your exercises because they are so simple. They're
They
not
are.
complicated. They're easily to understand, and you can actually learn them in like 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, and that's the thing, people have done like, man, these are simple. But then they actually start tweaking it. It's like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
man, I didn't know my voice cracked there. So it actually pinpoints. It actually they're really good exercises for really developing strength and pinpointing all those trouble spots that you do have. So
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
good. I appreciate it. Well, Frode, I thank you. I really do. And of course, if you're going to be on the Hangout, I'll see you here shortly. But
Yep.
as always, I always love interviewing my friends and singers who are so inspiring. And now I have to thank Tony. I knew that you knew Tony, but I never made the connection. I didn't know that's how you found me.
No,
So,
I don't know him personally or anything.
well, I
Well,
mean,
I
we
have
talked to him
met
on
him.
Facebook. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember you met him in '84, and I know you guys have
yeah,
conversed a couple times on Facebook. But
yeah,
such a sweet guy. I mean, this guy's
yeah,
literally a brother to me, and
yeah,
one of the most amazing singers on the planet. So I'm very humbled that somebody like Tony Harnell and like James LeBrie and Miles Kennedy and all these amazing singers are like, look, Jaime Vendera's stuff is spot on, you know. So,
yeah.
you know, and it works. It works. Doesn't matter what style you sing.
It would
So,
would have been a dream to get Tony on the Academy sometime.
yeah, I'm telling you.
It would have been
I,
fantastic. I
yeah,
hope
that may happen.
you.
You never know. He's so busy now with TNT,
Yeah,
but he knows he's always got an open invitation to do an interview, to come on to a spot, you know, hang out on a hangout with
yeah,
all the singers, whatever he wants to do. He's always welcome.
yeah,
So, all right. Well, I guess we'll close out another singer spotlight. I got to get ready
yeah.
for a Vendera Vocal Academy hangout with all of my
Good.
singers. And I will see you, Frode, here in a few minutes. And singers, I'll
Yep.
see you all in the next Singer Spotlight. Peace.